for joining us for our board meeting. Please help me stand and open with the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May we have the roll call?
Trustee Grimm?
Here.
Trustee Jessberger?
Present.
Trustee Clark?
Yes, ma'am.
Fiscal officers here. Superintendent of Public Works and Township Administrator.
Here.
Chief of Fire.
Here.
Chief of Police.
Here.
All right, our next meeting is scheduled to be September 2nd, 2025, held over on the east side of the township at 3820 Cleveland Avenue at 6 p.m. At this time, I'd like to make a motion to accept the agenda with flexibility.
Trustee Grimm?
Yes.
Trustee Jessberger?
Yes.
I'm sorry, what? You did the roll call?
You forgot. Trustee Clark.
That's
Oh,
okay.
I'm sorry.
People call me Mr. Sullivan.
This guy, Trustee Clark.
As they
I'm
look
sorry.
through me.
I was just saying that's not the day of my phone.
Yes?
Yes.
All right. Rough start. Sorry.
All right. This is the time for public comments. Are there any comments from the general public?
I'd like to see more people get to these meetings. And I don't know how to get to it, but I think that's something we should talk about and been a lot of ears. David was walking by here a few minutes ago, and he lives around the corner, and I've known him. I hollered at him, but he ignored me, and I just thought, well, he can't hear me.
Yeah.
He's old. That's my comment.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Thanks, public. Any other?
I just, like, why are we meeting in the hot and dry?
This is where we've typically met, especially since COVID, to give people enough space.
Would they meet before COVID?
I was not here before COVID, I'm not sure.
Would they meet before COVID?
In the building. When we came here to do the solar presentation a few weeks ago, I was expecting to meet in here because it's been habit, but there was a large piece of equipment, so we couldn't meet in here. And we set up tables and met in there. So I knew it was going to be hot in August, and we moved tables and had assumed we'd be meeting in here, but we're not.
Because I told Dave in early July that anticipating historic high temperatures and humidity in August, that for the comfort of the public and our staff, that I set that up. He said he was going to talk to you about it. And then he said that you told him to move it because not one trustee can say where a meeting is going to be held. But then isn't that kind of what you did?
What did I do?
By
You
moving
told
it
them
back.
that you made the decision to hold it in here.
It would be a board vote, and there was no.
So someplace in
And
the
I was-
minutes, there's a board vote that says
And I
we're
was
meeting
also
here.
told that the stuff was moved without the discussion happening.
You know, what I told David, he goes, well, that makes sense. I'll tell Jessica about that you were thinking about the comfort of, because it's air conditioned. So it must be we're air conditioning this room with the door open, cooling it off.
I think that the issue is that it was moved without there being a discussion. So do you want to have a discussion about
Sure,
holding
let's
meetings
do
in
that
the
right now.
future?
I'd like
in
to
a
know when
different
it
room?
was changed, when, so it's in the minutes someplace that the board
Back
made a decision?
during the pandemic, yeah.
Okay.
That's
So
when
you
it
think
was.
after the pandemic, it would go back to, because we're not in pandemic anymore, right?
So I'm trying to figure out why you're angry.
Because it's hotter than H in here.
Well,
Yeah.
but
And I'm old.
what you're proposing is that you want to move these meetings to not happen in here, but to happen in there.
Yeah, and I already had it set up, and I told Dave about it. He said, okay, run it by Jessica, and then he said when he told.
But it still hasn't been a public discussion, so if you want to have the public discussion, we can have it now.
We are having it now, and it just,
Yeah.
first of all, it sort of just happened to us. We weren't planning on meeting in there. Like I said, a dump truck was in here. The meeting was happening within an hour for the solar stuff, so we moved tables, met in there, and it was fine. it just seemed logical that we would start meeting in there. I didn't think this was a big decision. And
You
so
do the minutes. Do you remember when the board decided that this would be the permanent location?
the state, with the 6-foot distancing, we started meeting in here.
Okay, that makes
And then
sense.
during the efforts to get this building safer with electricity and whatnot, it just also kind of occurred to me that this is more of a dangerous room to meet in with things we've been reviewing. Not that we are doing cartwheels in here, but overall, that's just a more comfortable room to be in. We moved the tables in there. I'm glad to hear Mr. Clark communicated it to the administrator, and then it needs to be this public discussion that we're having now instead.
So, do we want to make a motion potentially, or like just so that we can start meeting in the other room? How would you guys like to proceed?
I don't think it's us guys against anybody. I'm just started asking questions. I just wonder why we would want to meet in a warm space,
I
but then use
don't,
air conditioning to cool this
David?
space off.
I don't think anybody is saying one way or another. I just don't think we haven't talked about it, so we can't officially make the move until we three decide to do so. Then now we're having a discussion.
Okay.
So let's continue forward.
I just think we should meet in there.
Would you like to put that forward? Feel free.
I didn't know it needed to be a board motion.
Well, you're public, so I mean, you could do it as a citizen.
Okay, I mean, so the board's feeling to pass a motion. I thought we could have a conversation that just seemed logical to meet in there. I request a motion that we return to meeting inside the building at 999 instead of out in this bay.
Go move.
Second.
Any more discussion about it?
I think one time we had a meeting over there, it was pretty cramped and it was hard to get the film and stuff and get everything video. We had a bunch of issues with that, getting that accomplished. So I think we still need to allow, if there's a large number, to move over here. I think it's depending on the sizes of the audience.
Yeah, because I mentioned the table, and you go, that's a good idea to get that big table out of that room.
Correct.
Took up
Which was
so
too
much
large,
space
it'd be
in
more
that room.
So
We
can
had 20 chairs set up, and we have what,
7 people.
10 in here?
Yeah, and we'd actually changed it so that the board would be sitting like under the television.
I was thinking of comfort of the historical hot temperatures.
So,
It's the only, you know, I wasn't looking to make a permanent room location. I just thought it'd be more pleasant to meet in a cooler space rather than subject everybody to this heat in here.
so it's very rare that we have overflow, but having been here 12 years, there is times, and I didn't like when the peanut gallery would kind of be behind the corner and talking a lot. But
What was that remark, Deb?
that sometimes when you guys were around the corner, that you kind of have a separate discussion.
Only time we had a zillion people when there was some
Yeah.
kind of problems.
So that's
You know.
about once every 2 years that
Yeah,
it
just-
was
it depends
kind of
on-
standing room only.
I feel like it was more often than that, but yeah, it wasn't every meeting.
It's usually when there's issues and stuff like that, to pile in here, but usually it's just like we have now, 7 to 10 people roughly in there.
Yeah.
I used to come in 18, 19, right after we bought the house down here. It seemed like there was always like 8 to 10 people.
That's all it used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Bobby used to be here a lot, you know, and, yeah.
Well, I think we reviewed this, that the few times that there may be too many people in there, we could come out here. I'd like to get this space better for hosting a meeting, but that would take a lot of time. And we could go back to meeting inside if the board approves it.
Well, one thing about it is you have a lot more room when you're in there. It's gonna be squished. Remember how you had that?
Yeah, I remember the oath, I remember.
And you have a lot more media stuff now than we had back in the old days too, you know, with the projection and it's like Dave said, you know.
Yeah, there's a TV in there. It's a better
Yeah,
meeting
but we
space.
have I think we have more media, now we got Deb, we never had Deb in there too, I think.
Yeah.
It would be cramped, just between me and you.
Okay.
I would like to make a amendment change proposal to the one that was just said. I've never done this before. Maybe we could leave the meeting area to the discretion of the township administrator, so that before the meeting, if he felt that it, or she, depending on who the future township administrators are, could determine if they thought that it would be more appropriate in the bay or in the kitchen.
That makes sense to me. That's more of an administrative role than board dictating that kind of stuff.
Okay.
It gives somebody else to blame, that's good.
Yeah,
No, for
okay.
some crazy reason.
Will you take the blame, sir?
I was second. I'll second.
That's another
Rebecca's
one for
motion.
Dave. Dave, I'll check the list for you.
Yeah, it's something I can reach out to the board and get the feel on what the board feels like.
I would defend, you're a smart man. You make a good decision.
Well, I mean, again, that depends on the board of the future, because we might not all be here and think that, we don't know what the future holds, so it's good to leave it open, and we have our fall person. Thanks, Dave.
Fall person.
Well, I mean, that is
I'm sure he gets that in a minute.
Appreciate
It's a classic administration thing. I mean, administration means lots of things. And I'd say where to host the meeting falls under administration in a building.
All right, thanks for listening. Now we got to vote.
Trustee Grimm,
We got to
Yes.
vote on the amendment first.
voting on the amendment. Trustee Grimm,
Yes.
Trustee Jesperger, Trustee Clark,
Yes.
voting on the motion as a whole.
So read it all together with the amendment attached to it, please.
Motion to move meetings inside the building at 999, revised by Trustee Grimm to leave it up to the administrator per meeting. Seconded by Trustee Clark. Okay, Trustee Grimm,
Yes.
Trustee Jesperger,
Yes.
Trustee Clark.
Yes.
So.
Is there any other public comments?
There's time at the end if something comes to you later.
All right, on to the fiscal officer.
I'm going to start with we'll get to the June and July fiscal reports super soon. Motion to approve the bills.
So moved.
Second?
Trustee Grimm,
Yes.
Trustee Jesperger,
Yes.
Trustee Clark.
Yes.
Motion to approve payroll.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Clark,
Yes.
Trustee Jesperger,
Yes.
Trustee Grimm.
Yes.
All right. So June 1st, the township had an overall fund balance of $11,228,891.15. Revenue in the month of June was $544,419.37. Revenue in the month of June was $517,117.38, leaving us with an overall fund balance of $11,256,193.14. Motion to approve the June fiscal report.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Clark,
Yes.
Trustee Jesperger,
Yes.
Trustee Grimm.
Yes.
On to our July fiscal report, starting with that same number of $11,256,193.14 to start July. Revenue in the month of July was $473,473.26. Expenditures in July were $481,498.23, leaving us with an overall fund balance on July 31st of $11,254,168.17. Motion to approve the July fiscal report.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Clark,
Yes.
Trustee Jesperger,
Yes.
Trustee Grimm.
Yes.
Motion to approve the July 1st meeting minutes.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Rebecca gets it. Okay. Trustee Grimm,
Oh, you know what? Abstain, I wasn't here.
you're seconding it, okay?
Yes.
Abstain, 2 ayes. Okay, motion to accept the June 3rd meeting minutes.
Did we vote on the first one?
Oh, God. Trustee Clark,
Yes.
trustee Jessberger.
So you sent the edited version today, correct?
Mhm.
So I haven't had an opportunity to just double check the edits that were submitted.
Okay. Then we will not pass any meeting minutes tonight. Right? You're gonna vote no, you're not comfortable, you need more time. Okay. That's all I have.
Thank you. On to the committee and team reports. Chief Rayleigh with chat.
So for the last 3 produce markets, we served 30,000 pounds of free produce to 1,498 individuals. Our next free produce market will be this Friday, the 22nd, 4 to 6 p.m. If anyone would like to volunteer and help out, show up at 3 o'clock at 3820 Cleveland Avenue. The chat also has family movie nights coming up in September, September 5th and 19th. September 5th is at 3820 Cleveland Avenue. September 19th is at this location. Both doors open at 6 p.m. Movies start around 7:15, and we're watching Coco.
Awesome, thank you. Beautification work group.
I'm sorry, I've been kind of absent in that one, but I believe that everything is moving along smoothly. Is that accurate, Deborah?
That is correct. We highlighted Ane Schwan. She was the feature from last year for the month of August. Hopefully everybody got to see the information I put out on social media with her, the yard that she did last year and her creativeness, and the painting that she did at the National Night Out last year. She was at this year's National Night Out also, and she was doing another one, so hopefully we can see what we can do to, I know we mentioned it a while back ago, get a copy of it or something to that effect and maybe put it out in the lobby as well. So the 15th is going to be the cutoff date, and then after that we'll do the voting similar to last year. So I'll keep everybody apprised of what's going on with that, and didn't have as many participants, but that's okay, we have enough. Something better than nothing. And that's it.
Thank you.
You bet.
The budget work group.
We haven't met since last meeting. Our next meeting is in October
October.
the 14th, I think.
Yeah, and later on the agenda under fire, there's a request to transfer money really from the general fund to fire. And that's always a board decision. But this came as a surprise to me, as I thought we were going to review these transfers in October. Not expecting a debate, but just to put it out there, we're $200,000 better in that fund than we had projected when we had set aside these potential transfers. And that's not reflecting also that it's going to take time, but the voters have also approved an increase to fire. So I'm just requesting anybody's 5-year projections to be shared with our office so we can be closer to being on the same page. Because as far as I can tell, the transfer isn't needed now. Later this month, $800,000 and expected $800,000 is going to land from second half real estate. So the fire chief knows that it just didn't make sense to what the budget working group had discussed or my office that this transfer happened now, but that's a board decision.
What date did you say the meeting was?
At our budget meeting in the spring, we had said in October, after second half real estate hits,
No, I meant the date.
The
of
date
that.
is October 14th.
the budget committee working group, I have to look it at my calendar. I should put them on the agenda though. 15th.
15.
The next-
15th.
The next budget work group,
When was the one in the spring?
the next one coming up is
One in the
October
spring was in
15th.
May, right? Yeah.
May what?
14.
The one coming up is October 15th at 3 p.m. at 3820 Cleveland Avenue. So in the spring, we discussed, and I try to make a one-pager of notes. So, but this helps the board, because as we all know, the budget's a big deal. Whether funds are healthy or not, the budget cycle kind of never ends. So the idea of the budget working group is to try to be close to on the same page, keep the other two board members who aren't on that working group apprised of what we're discussing. Spring of this year, we had discussed, after second half real estate comes in, let's review the needed transfers. It's on the agenda to do tonight instead. It's a board decision, but again, $800,000 will land in that fund in a few days from second half real estate. Voters approved the levy, and our robust discussions, there's a fear of a big cliff 5 years from now if these transfers don't stay steady, there being too big of a need 5 years from now. That could happen. I just haven't seen that in my forecasts, and I would like to see anybody else's 5-year projections so we can be closer on the same page, because I don't know if your 5-year projections show the higher EMS revenues you're getting. Budgets are lively things, so that's it, really.
May I interject real quick?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
So I'd like to speak to that. So when we passed the 3.2 mil levy, the plan of that was to keep our CETA transfers at 300,000. This is the first year we've requested more than that. The whole point of the 3.2 again was to take us back down from 550 that we requested this year to a continuous $300,000 every year with the 3.2 mil levy. That'll give the life of that levy much longer than if we don't do these transfers. And that was discussed with all the board members and you prior to the levy going on.
Yeah, I never said don't. I just was sort of like when and how much was my question.
And when I had a discussion with the fiscal office a few days ago, it wasn't having it put off until October. It's if you don't show a need, we're not going to do it. And I'm not going to show a need this year. I'll show a need years down the road if we don't continue these $300,000 transfers. It's going to shorten the life of our levy, and then we're going to be coming back to the taxpayer for more funds. So that's the whole purpose of the $300,000 transfer.
So I had asked for quarterly budget conversations. We had one in the first quarter, which I thought went really well. I appreciated it, and I was wanting to know why we're not having those going forward. I kind of wanted it to be a permanent change to our agendas.
Well, this is the first time we've met since,
It's been 40 days since our last meeting.
this is, like, we went a month and a half, and we didn't close half of the year's books since the last time we've met. So at the next meeting, we can do a half-year look back, if you want.
I would appreciate it, yeah.
As we
That's
discussed
okay.
in the budget working group, everybody's funds were doing better than had projected 9 months earlier.
Yeah, I would appreciate that if you could do a budget, a sort of like budget conversation at the next meeting.
Okay.
Thank you.
And just to be clear, we have been doing 5-year projections. So it's not something we haven't done before, so the general public understands it. Really? Yeah.
Yeah, we get them on a regular basis, actually.
So the other thing I heard you say was that you'd like to have
I
the
would like
fire
those.
chief share those 5 years.
Everybody's
projections
5-year
with you?
budget should be like emailed to me.
Okay.
I email out reports and our budgets, and I just want your Cliff Notes emailed to me, so
And so projections and.
we can just, these budgets are never gonna be, 5-year projections are not gonna be perfect, but if I just know what other people are looking at, we're
Yeah,
closer to being on
like
the
us.
same
I mean,
page.
we haven't
Just gives you a foundation.
passed since 2016 before COVID.
Yeah.
We've had tariffs come in, just like everybody else's prices at home, and the police department's now received additional funding. We're scraping by after 10 years of the last levy we passed.
Mhm.
So for us to project, especially with the cost of everything, our police cars, equipment, we're getting the federal grant system in law enforcement and federal JAG funds is dried up. The last two presidents we've had have not funded police hiring equipment like we used to get. So, you know, we're scraping the nickels in the police department to say, well,
Yeah, I'm just requesting if you're doing a 5-year projection outside of our office to share that with me. I'm not burdening you to do it and then share it with me. Like, I can build it with you if you'd like, either way.
Well, how was your last year's fight?
Hey, come to the budget committee meeting, we'll get into it.
Yeah, just kick it up more and more.
This is a great advertisement for the October 15th budget committee meeting.
All citizens are invited.
Thanks. That's all we had.
Is there anything else with the budget work group?
No, thank you.
The township buildings work group?
Hello. I guess I wanted to open up. Nick, Jerry, do you have any comments on how the township buildings work group is going?
This building here?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Don't let anything go, okay? That would be just absolute suicide.
Well,
The other thing
so I
of
guess
it-
before we start, I just want to state
Huh?
that as long as I am on the board, it has to be a unanimous decision, and I will not vote to sell this building. That is my goal. My goal as a part of this township buildings work group is to be able to open this up to the citizens. And I guess I should also state that I am not running for re-election. So if you guys are passionate about making sure that this building stays a part of this group here, then make sure that that's a question that you're asking to the trustees before you vote in November. And if that's a hot issue for you, then I would definitely ask to those who are running to make sure that this is a part of what they want.
I don't think anybody's proposed to sell it anyway.
There's
I've
a
never
rumor
heard
that's
that.
been going around, and there has been things that have been said. But as I am aware, at least from my intentions, I do not want this building sold. I think it's a very important part of the township.
If we're looking for a boogeyman, I will be the person that explored selling this building. We opened it up as a working group. I never said we need to sell the building. I just said we need to look into using the building more. If we don't use it more, why do we have it, was sort of the scope of that question. So there has been a freak out of people being very worried this board's moving to sell it. I do understand this is sort of a gem for the west side. I do understand it's an important resource for you. And we all know the building hasn't been upkept, as we all are sitting here slightly sweating. So we don't disagree about that. But as far as where did this start, my office, myself, will take the blame for all of that. Just want to know what it costs to get this building up to snuff, or if we didn't have it, just exploring it. And the pivot was, if we didn't have this building, would we put more resources into the park or another meeting center here? And I don't want to reinvent the problem down the road either, just building a different building that doesn't get kept up. But
Then the whole situation of it was, is how we got restricted from this thing.
yes, which goes
Because of
way
the fire, and
before.
pharmaceuticals and everything else, we couldn't go into the,
Yeah.
you know, Bobby was strong about that, you know.
Yeah, and I understand the hit the
Remember how first he
UVCA.
was, and that's the reason why we couldn't utilize this building, you know, I mean, it was, you know, and then COVID hit,
Mhm.
you know, and that put a stamp on everything too, you
Mhm.
know. And then since then, the UVCA had gone down the tubes, you know, but now we got Morgan Green, she's getting fired
I
up.
see
about it.
emails, I think you guys have
Yeah.
more than a pulse.
And so the situation of it is, you know, we can utilize this thing, I think we can figure a way out. You know, you gotta check your liability insurance and all this stuff that we had
Sure.
before and all that stuff.
So I guess I'm just encouraging the west side specifically to pivot away from a fear of, this board's moving to sell it. I was the bad guy who said, what are we doing with that building if we don't use it, sell it?
What are we gonna do with you?
True.
Okay.
Ask us in 2 years.
For the
So
Minnesota.
I'll just go ahead and bring this back to the Township Buildings Work Group, and I do want to say, Deb, thank you for speaking out. It takes a lot of courage to do so, and I appreciate it. But I thought we had a really good first meeting. We discussed at least some things that I would like to see, and I believe that Nick and Jerry were on the same page, and so was Dave. It would be nice to be able to utilize this space as like a concert hall township hall kind of space to use the kitchen area as like a smaller event space, and then potentially create, allowing us to utilize the back as more office space. I do know at least one small business that would be interested in utilizing and renting space from this building, just because they would like to have a small office that's just specifically for themselves, because they would mostly work out of their truck. But being able to have a place for meetings, if they could rent a place for meetings, that would be really helpful for them, with digital, utilization, whatever it may be. So I thought that was a pretty exciting potential thing that we could think about. Nick, did I miss anything from the first meeting?
No, I think you hit it on you hit it every topic we talked about. I mean, that's the situation of it is. I think when you and Dave were talking about, first step is a liability, and I got a hold of Morgan, and see, when I was president, we used to have some money that would take care of the liability insurance at one time. We bring in another professionals and stuff like that. Now, I don't know if their civic citizens do it anymore. Morgan?
Hi.
Sweet.
All right, Susan Cleveland Avenue. Everything looks great.
Hi, you're Morgan
Lisa.
Gray. All right, I was just talking about how the UBCA is coming back.
Well, we're trying. Yeah,
And then
I'm sorry.
Which one?
this morning, well, now was kind of the next steps for what we're hoping to plan is we want to meet on a monthly basis. We scheduled a lot of dates, and I'll let you talk through the dates because I don't remember where they were off the top of my head. But generally speaking, our goal is to recruit. So Morgan, if you want to come to our next meeting, would be great.
Which, is that in the?
For the
The
township building recruit meetings?
Okay, yep.
Yeah, he'll be here.
Mhm.
And any other people who would like to join, please come. And then I will turn it over to Dave for what those specific dates were that we had aligned.
I think we discussed, reaching out to everyone and seeing who's available when they are. I think we need to do that. A couple other things we need to look into, records and stuff here from the association too. I think I'll follow up next week with Nick and see if we can get everybody on board with the date.
I think I got a key to that file.
We wrote down the dates, I just don't remember what they are.
Wasn't one of the things to contemplate tearing down the residential garages that use a new roof? No. I just made it up. All right.
We're gonna put a new roof on it and use it for storage of the solar lights and stuff. So I can get our storage building back instead of putting things. in
Well,
the middle of
I
the
guess,
solar farm.
like, again, I don't call the shots here, but before you make that call, I've also heard some of the restriction of this building was not enough parking. So it just like improving storage over here. Again, not my decision, but just know that that limits our parking. I didn't know that we were running out of storage. But I don't manage a road department, so. It's just one of the things I was thinking about. So when there's a working group, whether I attend it or not, I'd be glad to plant what I think about either is just a person or your money lady. Citizen, I mean, of the township. I don't mean to derail us into figuring it out, but I do want to clarify that this is the 999 building work group, not all the township buildings.
Well, I think the idea was that this could extend to other buildings outside of 999, which is why we decided on the township buildings work group name.
We clarified it was just this building.
Yeah, we named it as
did.
999 work group
So
when you took it over.
we'll do that.
Don't remember that.
It's all right.
999 Township Building Work Group.
Yeah, 999 Township Building Work Group, yeah. A lot happens. I try to type the best meeting minutes, but if not, we can always relive it on YouTube.
Right.
I will want to relive that on YouTube.
All right.
Becky?
See?
I want to announce just in case some of the people about our next meeting for this.
He has the dates. Yes, please.
We have
Wasn't it September 9th? There was something that was September 9th, and then there was something that was September 16th. I think our next meeting was going to be September 16th.
So not.
Here.
Isn't that township meeting on 16?
Yeah, we had set up for the budget for the firehouse 9, yeah, September 9th.
Yeah, it was gonna be before
6
the,
o'clock, we had it set for. Was that great?
Yeah.
For Morgan, if you want.
So is this, so the meeting on the second?
no, is that one to set it on the 9th? Because the meeting on the September is supposed to be over the other township.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we're
So
talking
So-
they're saying that the meeting's gonna be the 9/9 here
The week
at 6
before.
o'clock.
Not on September 2nd, because that's
And that's
equivalent.
maybe
That's the next
I've
township
screwed up
meeting.
enough
Okay, that's
locations,
the
I don't want to
township
do it
meeting.
again. Okay,
They're talking about the work group.
the working group, okay, got it.
Yeah, the
And that's
township-
on September 9th.
Township meeting, always remember, even numbers are here, odd numbers are
Yeah.
there.
I'm gonna get it eventually.
No, that's what we
Yes.
haven't been here.
So
Took me a while to
September
figure it out
9th.
Sometimes too.
Yeah.
I did the drive one time up to Cleveland and found out
Yeah,
over here.
at 5:45, it's not great. So
nice
September
drive.
9th is the working group, is what you're
Yes.
referring to.
And they're saying it's gonna be here this.
Yeah,
Got it,
Yes.
which makes sense.
be the
Okay.
9th, yeah, the 9th at 6 o'clock.
And then someone mentioned September 16th. Is that the second township meeting? Are we
Yes.
going back to
Yes.
2 meetings? Okay.
That'd be Cleveland.
And that'll be on the other side of town.
So in general, for Morgan and other folks watching, June, July, August, the board typically meets once a month. And then going back into September, the regular 2 times a month.
Was there anything else with the work group?
Just please attend the events our fire department's gonna be putting on so that we can foster more community. That'd be great, thank you.
On to administration.
Okay, I submitted a report to the board, I'll touch base on a couple of things. Been active with our legal representative, Julie Donnan, on issues like the handbook, part-time employees. We advertise for them, some payroll issues, the rental agreements, the spaces, and several other little things that come along. Don't know if anybody's noticed the county out spraying for mosquitoes. It seems like I've been approving the mosquito sprayings about every week now, so they just keep on finding the West Nile virus in when they test for the mosquitoes. I don't think there's any humans been subject to that West Nile yet, but they're keeping on top of the spraying. Like I said, we advertised for 2 part-time employees. We did hire one. His name's Brian Atkins. He lives on the east side, and we're looking to hire another individual if he passes the drug screening and background check. I've been having a lot of conversation with Jamie Gentry. He is the economic development consultant for our JEDZ board. We're looking at different things going on Chesapeake Avenue, maybe some streetscaping going along there, some design around the Watershed Distillery. Property at 1977 Kinney Road, the old florist shop. They have a new developer there, and there's a couple things he would like to go to do there. So we're in talks with that. We're also in talk with some businesses on the east side to kind of spruce up some signage and stuff over there, letting everybody know that their businesses are in the township. Then I've been working with Ronnie with the Franklin County Engineers Office to complete an OPWC grant application. Next on my agenda is talk about the electric and gas aggregation that we've teamed up with SOPAC. So there will be on the ballot for the residents to vote if they want to give the board authority to do aggregation for the residents. There's going to be a public meeting at 3820 Cleveland Avenue on 9/16 at 6 o'clock. Then there will be one over here at 10/7, on 10/7 at 999 at 6 o'clock. There's going to be some postcards being mailed out on 9/1, 9/23, and 9/27 for some information to the residents. Then SOPEC they have 20 yard signs. So if anybody wants to support this in their yard, please reach out to the office and we can get you one, or any of these meetings they'll be present at.
to support awareness about it being on the
Yeah.
ballot.
Yeah. Then let you know voting's, November 4th, and early voting begins 10/7. Got it covered, Deborah?
Okay, good. Yep.
And like I said, any questions, we'll refer them to SOPEC since they are the experts. I know Deborah's been getting some phone calls already, and our office is not the one to answer them questions that are being presented. Next, I have a request resolution approving agreement with Local Waste Services LTD in Rumpke, Ohio.
So moved.
Second?
Trustee Grimm?
Yes.
Trustee Jesberger?
Yes.
Trustee Clark?
Yes.
Next, I have a motion to authorize Township Administrator to sign the notice of award to Local Waste Services LTD in Rumpke, Ohio Incorporated.
So moved.
Second? You
Trust-
can have it.
Trustee Clark?
Yes.
Trustee Jesberger?
Yes.
Trustee Grimm?
Yes.
Next, I have request a resolution authorizing Clinton Township, Franklin County to prepare and submit an application to participate in the Ohio Public Works Commission State Capital Improvement and/or Local Transportation Improvement Program, and to execute contract as required.
So moved.
Second?
Trustee Grimm?
Yes.
Trustee Jesberger?
Yes.
Trustee Clark?
Yes.
Next, I have request a motion to switch phone service providers at 3820 Cleveland Avenue from Fractal to SIP-Trump, and allow the township administrator to sign documentation regarding or relating to transfer.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Clark?
Yes.
Trustee Jesberger?
Yes.
Trustee Grimm?
Yes.
For flexibility. The next one will be request a motion to authorize the township administrator to sign a 3-year contract with iWorks for the code enforcement application and remove the public works application. There will be a $450 increase July 2026. Just want to note that at renewal time.
So moved.
I'll second, but can you two speak a little bit more about this?
These are, we have 2 applications through iWorks. One is for the Public Works, and it's kind of designed for a larger group with maybe 20 or 30 employees, so it's not really functional for the township at this time, and it's around $4,000 a year for that application. So cutting that out. Now our code enforcement, they use it every day. It stores records of where he's been, what he's done. It's a very good tool for code enforcement. The public works side is, I would put something in, hey, this needs done, it goes to the guys, they look at it, when it's done, they complete it. It's a lot of time consuming for 3 guys to be doing that. When you can sit there and tell them, hey, have you done this, do you do this? I don't think it's worth the $4,000 a year to have that program. So we do want to keep that one in place, and being that we are canceling one of the programs, we need to sign a 3-year agreement to keep the other. Any other questions?
Trustee Grimm?
Yes.
Trustee Jesberger?
Yes.
Trustee Clark?
Yes.
That's all I have.
Thank you. Chief Rayleigh?
Go through our monthly report real quick. For responses, the division responded to 557 incidents, averaging 17 per day. Under training, we logged 95 hours of training on various EMS and fire topics. The OSU Burn Center staff was on site and conducted 3 days of burn treatment training. We conducted live fire training with mobile companies throughout the month. Nationwide Children's EMS Outreach was on site and conducted 3 days of pediatric training. Under fire prevention, the fire safety inspector conducted 29 inspections and updated 3 claim books with current information for building contacts and occupancy use. Under the EMS coordinator, he reviewed 309 EMS reports for QA, QI, and processed the billing. Conducted several individual EMS run reviews. He attended ESO training, which is a reporting software. Attended the Central Ohio Trauma Systems Communicable Disease Training on the 10th, and he attended the Columbus Fire EMS Coordinators meeting on the 24th. For community outreach, our firefighters attended the July 4th Northland Parade. The firefighters assisted with the free produce markets on the 11th and 25th. Franklin County Public Health Child Adult Immunization Clinic was open on the 8th and had 12 patients. Franklin County Public Health conducted a ride-along with our staff on the 9th. And our free health clinic was open on the 17th and had 12 patients. Any questions?
We're continuing the free health clinic every month, correct?
Correct. The next one will be this Thursday, August 21st from 6 to 8 p.m. at 3820 Cleveland Avenue. And for those of you that aren't aware, it's a partnership with OSU emergency physicians that are volunteering their time. So we have 2 or 3 ER docs, about 7 nurses, and some ER techs that are volunteering their time to be in our community and treat whoever needs it. So, and it's all free.
And the numbers go up every month, which has been exciting.
Yeah, they keep, hopefully, continue to, 12 is the most we've had so far. When we first started, I think we had 2 or 3. But the more people we can get to go to these, the more resources they're going to bring in, such as the dental bus or breast exam bus, the different resources they have available. So, next, we'd like to request a $300,000 transfer from the general fund to the fire fund.
Second?
Trustee Graham?
Yes.
Trustee Jesberger?
Yes.
Trustee Clark?
Yeah.
Next, we'd like to request an increase to appropriation on line item 2111-220-323, which is repairs, by $50,000.
So moved.
Second?
Trustee
Is
Graham?
this new money, or is this going to be part of that 300,000 we just gave you?
Actually, we can do it with what we currently have.
Okay.
But again, this was talked about in our last budget meeting, because we had some major repairs coming to our older fire truck.
Trustee Graham?
Yes.
Trustee Jesberger?
Yes.
Trustee Clark?
So we're increasing to the 300 plus another 50,000 that we're asking for?
No, this isn't coming from general.
Okay.
We're just appropriating more money in a line item from funds that we already have.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Trustee Clark?
Yeah.
Next, we'd like to request a PO payable to Heritage Fire Equipment for those repairs not to exceed $25,000, paid from Fund 2111-220-323.
So moved.
Second?
Trustee Graham?
Yes.
Trustee Jesberger?
Yes.
Trustee Clark?
So what was the 50,000 just to do the repairs? But now it's only going to cost 25,000?
So we have more to go.
Okay.
I have
All right.
the rest of the year to go, actually.
Okay, all right.
So,
I'm just trying to make sure I understand and don't have to ask the question later. Somebody call me stupid. All right?
So Trustee Clark?
Yes.
I will slow my roll on doing a roll call.
Thank you.
Okay.
that is all we have. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Chief Jones?
We'd like the fire department to purchase us a new police vehicle. No, I'm just kidding, trying to lighten the mood up here. Police department's monthly report, I'll start with that. We had, this is for end of July. We had one DOA, one shooting, 3 reports of shots fired that we responded to. A total of 594 calls for service in July. And again, our domestic violence, we responded to 26 domestic violence cases on each side of town. So across the city in Franklin County, domestic violence seems to be a hot topic this year. So there are programs throughout Franklin County. Sheriff's Department also has some. Deputy Upton's here tonight, our liaison, that there are many programs, if we, that if people are just paying attention to us and not watching the news. Choices in Franklin County, our hospital network, and some of the folks that work in emergency rooms, there are more adequate programs for domestic violence, partner-on-partner violence, where you can get help. Tensions are getting hot, make a phone call, go out and take a walk. But we are seeing way too many domestic violence calls here in Franklin County, not just Columbus and the township.
I have a question about that.
Yes.
With the Office of Violence Prevention, they specifically have I can't remember what her title is, but she's like a coordinator, and she specifically deals with DV now. So she's working with community agencies, and they're coming up as part of the anti-violence ecosystem that I'm a part of. So with domestic violence not just being a City of Columbus issue, have they reached out, do you know, to the county and to townships and villages about?
Yeah, that's primarily, again, it's a city thing, but we deal with the hospital emergency rooms. There is a network with the trauma care at all of our area hospitals and Children's Hospital. We see a lot of juvenile on juvenile domestic violence, serious stuff. Kids are trying to kill each other in the same families. And a lot of it also intertwines with the mental health aspect of some of the families we deal with. The kids just, they have hot tempers, they don't know how to control that temper, and the parents are not home or working 2 or 3 jobs. So the kids are fending for themselves and beating each other with baseball bats and all kinds of crazy stuff. It's amazing the things we've seen. But yeah, so we also have a lot of referrals with the hospital system, where our officers may get called to a hospital emergency room of a domestic violence that occurred in the township where we didn't respond to the actual house. So we are getting calls from not just residents, but also the hospital system. So we work a lot with those folks. If that helps to answer the question. But no, the city, that's a whole different program. I don't know where they're at with that. Sitting on the Police Chiefs Association for Central Ohio, the Columbus Liaison Deputy Chief hasn't been to our meetings in the last 2 or 3 months, so we don't have any feedback right now from the city of Columbus.
It just seems like because it's nationwide, so it's not just city by city, that there would be some sort of collaboration. And it seems frustrating that there's not, but.
Well, then, we run into this issue too. We have a lot of splinter groups, people that get funding to help set domestic violence programs up. And even when we have on-scene officers that make phone calls to put people in temporary care for the night, such as a shelter, sometimes they're full and they don't have another resource to give you, like a backup plan. When they're full, they're full. And then we have to rely on either homeless shelters or downtown to get some kind of an emergency order. So it's, like I said, with the growth and a lot of domestic violence cases that are out there, our hands are kind of limited in some of the services we can do with these other organizations. So going on those stats, again, that's 594 calls in July that we handled. Our West Side report, I have Cassidy, since she's back to work now. She was out on maternity leave. Joe missed her a lot. On the West Side, our West Side stats, and this is primarily Lennoxtown Center and here in the View. So I pulled the last 5 months. So we've had 411 calls for service here on the West Side. Primarily those are the shopping center. We've responded to 107 larceny thefts in progress. That officer that's been over here has made a tremendous inroad and arrest. But we still have some repeat offenders. Again, that's the biggest thing in alarms in Lennox. Like I said, it's 411 runs just over here in the last 5 months. Very little crime in the residential area. We have made kind of strides in the last couple of weeks with the parking issues over here. We've received a couple complaints, and I think primarily it's kind of the newer students that are moving in temporarily, parking in the street, parking the wrong way, parking without permits. So right now we're doing the warning sticker on the vehicle campaign, and and after a short while, we will begin towing and writing tickets. So we don't want to be the, I'm not sure what the right term these days is, but, we don't want to be the bad police. So, we try to knock on doors, get people's notification, hey, can you move the car, this is why you need to move it.
The P word.
The what?
The P word.
The P word.
I'll let you know about it.
It's going to be a parking trap. Like, yeah.
But, yeah, we're not here to take money out of people's wallets, but if we don't catch on to what we're trying to accomplish and keep the parking up over here, during no-shoe football games, people take over the streets, and we can't have that at all. So we will be enforcing, so let the neighbors know. Nick, let
Is
your
there a
neighbors know.
limit to the number of cars they park in a yard?
Parking in the yard is.
For some of the new residents, there's like 7 cars like all over the front yard.
Yeah, if they're parking in the front yard, that's a code enforcement issue with zoning. We can't enforce private property, but we do enforce the right-of-way, which is that 5-foot limit off the asphalt.
Okay.
So if you don't have a permit and you're parked in that right-of-way, you can get ticketed and you'll get towed. So put the permits in the windows. If you need permits, give Kathy a call, and we'll get you permits. And I don't know if it's the end of this year, next year those expire, so new permits will be coming out at the end of the year next year. Yes.
Do we still have it? Years ago, we had an option to print a temporary, like if you're having a
Yes.
birthday party. Is that still on the website?
Yeah, and here's the thing, if you're gonna have a large gathering, give us a call. I mean, we've actually had some, after, celebration of life issues where we've had folks, hey, we're gonna have 20 or 30 cars. Let us know about that. We can kind of let the neighbors know. One time I remember, it was, I'm not gonna name names, but it was on Hess Boulevard. Somebody called in, there was a graduation party going on, and they were drinking and carrying on. It was a funeral.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God.
So we sent 2 police cars over, and, these poor people,
Oh.
so, yes.
What is considered large?
You
More
know,
than 10?
yeah, if you're gonna have a family gathering, yeah, 8, 10 cars, give us a call, and then we'll let the officers know what's going
Okay.
on. So if neighbors call down to the radio room and say, hey, there's all these cars, we can let people know what's going on. But yeah, if it's a football after party, that's a whole other story.
Just to be dangerous, can people park here when we're not using
They
the
can park
building?
here and shuttle.
You should charge for that for the football game.
Sorry, I'm just complaining the trip line work group, the parking, sorry. Don't park here for your events.
It's gonna be overrun.
Yeah,
That's a
right.
bad idea.
And if
Right.
we have to get in here, so we have to do parking. signs.
Right, sorry. It was a bad idea.
Probably have to, there's about 4 or 5 homes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we have the Airbnb thing on the other side of town, where they actually have.
About 4 or 5 Airbnb homes, and they come in for, they'll be coming in for this Texas game for
Yeah. So, yeah, let neighbors know, game or no game day, we'll be out there enforcing that. The only time we don't enforce it is on holidays, so your Thanksgiving, Christmases, Easter stuff on those weekends, we don't enforce the parking. But game days are not a holiday, so we will be out.
Talked to an OSU fan lately.
What's that?
Talked to an OSU fan lately. They think they're
It's
all
a religious
holidays.
holiday.
Well, the cool part about it is, thank God, you stop dead about the traffic going through, remember the, and one sheriff just said, come right in here, he's a shortcut.
Oh, yeah. And there's been a lot of change, but yeah, for the most
No, it's
part.
been a good decision, but I remember the one sheriff, where he decided that he didn't want to stop traffic, so he had them going down the road. Yeah, maniac.
We took care of it.
Everybody stops at my stop sign. What are you talking
You do
about?
good work.
Everyone. That stop sign at Rhoda and 9th is the
Oh, yeah,
most
yeah.
well obeyed.
And nobody
one.
runs red lights.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same way on Heston Cells too, you know.
George needs to start his.
And then moving on, I'd like to motion to accept the 2026 DUI Task Force grant for 2026. And Trustee Jesberger has those 3 contracts. I need all 3 trustees and the fiscal officer to sign if they're accepted, please.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Graham?
Yeah.
Trustee Jesberger?
Yes.
Trustee Clark?
Yep.
And then the last item I have is not a motion, but I just want to acknowledge awards to officers that were involved in the Mifflin Township officer-involved shooting incident. And those people are Sergeant Robert Reeves, Officer Connor Mulvey, and Officer Dylan Struble. And just to kind of give a narrative of what occurred, On May 28th, 2025, Clinton Township police officers responded to the intersection of Purdue Avenue and Becker Road on an officer in trouble call. 2 Mifflin Township police officers were critically shot and wounded, and our officers were first cars on the scene that provided tourniquets, trauma care, and Sergeant Reeves, once they got those officers loaded into medics, began a initial pursuit of the suspect that was still armed. Risking not only himself but other people, he was able to get other cars directed into the scene. And I would say Officer Mulvey and Struble did a great job. They came with the officers to the hospital and provided the initial security and care when the families of those officers started arriving. Sergeant Reeves stayed on scene and conducted incoming supervision from multiple agencies, Gahanna, Frank County Sheriff's Office, Columbus Police, London Township, numerous agencies responded that night. So Sergeant Reeves did a great job of supervising at the scene. And a quick mention on Sergeant Burr, who was over on this side of town. He responded to Green Hospital from over here and had the arrival coming in to secure the clothing and evidence there at the hospital until detectives got on scene from UCI. So again, that's the Award of Merit presented to all 3 of those officers, and they will be giving these awards
Public Works.
Cody Lester's usually here, but he called off for today. He has a high fever, so I'll cover for him. He did submit a monthly report to the board. Just some highlights there. The crew has chipped 21,750 pounds of brush in the month of July. The crew has assisted with the engineer's office in trying to do some cleaning of stormwater drains or the storm drains on Lamont Avenue over on the east side. The crew went through and cleaned the curbs and gutters along Walford Street. Some had high grass and stuff growing up in there. Then we had a tire take back. I don't know whether he's reported on this yet or not, but they had on the east side we had that event. And we had 288 tires, scrap tires turned in. Yeah, this is I think the 3rd year we've done it, and it just keeps growing the amount of tires. Then with some of the issues we got in the alleys and stuff, I trained the whole crew, spent about an hour and a half going over pesticide spraying so we can start spraying some pesticides this fall. We're trying to kill some of the vegetation, the poison ivy and stuff over at the park.
Tomato, tomato.
But we get that taken care of. They can spray underneath my license. I'm still pushing for them all to get their pesticide applicators licensed themselves. Next on what he had on his monthly report. Next we have just one update on the grant situation for the OPWC fiscal year 2027. I think we have all the numbers in. We had got the fiscal office to take care of some of the paperwork today. We'll get the board to sign the documents today so they can be submitted. We'll know sometime later this year if we get that. We're doing a grant for paving some streets on the east side. I think the township share is under $200,000, and if we get the grant, we'll get $297,000 in grant. So hopefully we get that.
Is, sorry, did you say that was paving grants? And you're still going after those 7 zones that you and Rebecca, is that what you're applying for?
And we still got, when I first got on here, the board asked me to put together a paving plan, so we're trying to pave all the streets within 10 years.
Yeah.
And we have 7 zones, so there's a couple years we get laid off. This year we laid off because we're going a stormwater project that's around $1 million on the east side.
We've already done 2 of the zones though, right?
Yes, we did 2, the first couple of years that I was here, we did 2.
Then we did, my first year, we did a grant in
We did 3.
Walford and Ormond.
Maybe we've done
So-
3. Okay. We'll check our
That was a
close,
part-
Nate.
That was before I put together. the little plan
Close to
we had.
half. We're close
I
to
think
half.
that Matt was able to get Ormond and Walford.
That was, Ormond, something happened there, but it wasn't paving.
Matt done stormwater.
Yeah,
Okay.
lots to infrastructure. Okay.
We love infrastructure.
Yeah.
Norm's already talked about the tire take back and then with the flexibility, I do have one motion I'm going to put forward to the board. Request a motion to give eligible public work employees $1 an hour per raise after completing the OSHA 30-hour outreach training program. Raise would be effective on the next pay period after certification of completion is turned into the public works superintendent.
Second.
Trustee Clark?
Yep.
Trustee Jessberger?
Yes.
Trustee Grimm?
Yes.
That's all I have for the public works. I'll handle the code enforcement too. Dan did turn in a report to the board. I won't touch on base on any of his stuff. Just an update, he did have knee surgery last, the 14th, so he'll be out for a little while. He goes back on the 25th for a doctor review, so hopefully he can come back on the 26th. He has been working from home some. He's got my laptop set up so he can get the correspondence from the building department, stuff like that. So if we get any phone calls come in, he's still getting them.
Community affairs.
The website migration is going to begin September 17th. This is a huge initiative. So I'm not sure exactly what all that entails from Civic Plus on their end.
What month was that, the 17th?
17th,
Did you say
September.
September? Just in time.
I'll keep everybody apprised. I assume if the website needs to go down for any period of time, we would be aware of that, but there has been no discussion about any of that happening. By all accounts, it looks pretty seamless transition. So I've just been preparing for this for years and sent out some information on what that's going to look like. And if you have any questions, let me know. But that's where we're at with the website. It's going to be a huge initiative, and it's going to allow each department the capability to have to load their own documents as well, to have those permissions. So again, we're just going to get it transitioned over, and then once we get everything up and running, we can do like a little, training class or something to that effect. They have very comprehensive tools and videos for training as well. This Thursday is the health clinic. I do have flyers on all the health clinics, and then on a couple of them, we're even doing flu shots. So those flyers will have that information and also posted on our social media and website as well for what's going on with those OSU health clinics. Again, Thursday's our next one. It's only 6 to 8, so you said we got 12 the last time?
Yes.
Wow, that's awesome.
Would they do COVID shots there too, or is that a different?
No,
Show.
they are going to offer free flu vaccines September, the clinic in September, we're moving to September 20th, it's a Saturday, from noon to 4. It will be a clinic and free flu shot vaccine the same day.
Thanks.
What day was that?
September 20th.
September 20th.
I got flyers right here for you too.
Noon to 4.
3/20.
Wanted to revisit the aggregation signs. These are just information signs. It just basically states aggregation's going to be on the ballot. So what we're looking for is volunteers to put those signs in their yards, akin to what we did with the levy signs. Now my question is, since we're not saying vote for aggregation, because we don't really have a dog in the race, this is something, we're offering our residents to decide if they want to do it or not. Are we not permitted to put, aggregation will be on the ballot on the township
Parcel, yard, or website?
The board, I think.
the
you can
sign,
collect
like
on
put a
the-
sign out here in our yard?
Maybe, I
I
don't know.
think what would be valuable is if we are allowed, I don't know, but if we could say, for additional information about aggregation and what the issue number is, please see this website. Or
Scan.
Public
they have here's a QR code so that you can find out more. If we could put a sound out like that, I think that would just showing way awareness.
Yeah, I think,
Okay, the signs are already pre-printed. The first postcard's going to be going out on the 1st. So we didn't want to put the cart before the horse.
Yes.
We wanted to actually, once that first series of postcards get mailed, that's when the horse is out of the barn, if you will. Because that's SOPEC's wheelhouse. So that's going to be their first notification. Besides the folks that come to the meetings and got exposed to the YouTube videos and the presentations we've already had, okay? Now, when we announce the next meetings where we're doing the presentations that Dave mentioned, on those notifications that we're doing on social media, where I say, hey, we're having a trustee meetings, come, we will be having an aggregation presentation. I'm letting the public know that we're having the aggregation information presentations at those meetings at that time. Does that make sense? So it's strategically planned and timed out. So just want to let everybody know. If you got any questions, let me know. And I'll kind of revisit that and send it to you in an email as well. We talked about the gentleman next door about the open house that he wanted to have during our 999 event. The mission statement, those are on all the pages that I could put them on our website. So if you haven't looked at your webpage, it's probably on there. If I could get it on there, if it would allow me. And then we're also looking at actually putting it either on a plaque when you walk into the door or somehow in print akin to what we have on the Clinton Township in our lobby. So so far it's just been me and Dave coming up with ideas on that. Are we comfortable with Dave and I continuing having that conversation, making that decision on how we want to exemplify our mission statement when folks come into Township Hall? Mm-hmm. And also over here at 999, we'll have the same. Okay, perfect.
yeah, my only chirp with that would be just branding, like to have the same font or whatever, which
Absolutely.
I think you both know.
Right.
That's, yeah.
Yeah, we're not gonna be like, spray paint, graffiti. Yeah.
Comic Sans or
Yeah, right.
Crime.
Okay, right on.
As long as the graffiti is ingrained.
Or if it's nice graffiti, maybe.
Right.
but-
I was gonna do it myself.
Just
Okay.
make sure the branded color graffiti that you choose. Just
Okay.
make sure it's branded colors when you do the graffiti.
Absolutely, yes, of course. And then last thing real quick, August is Wellness Month. Last month was Social Wellness Month. This is Wellness Month. So it's just a time dedicated to prioritizing self-care, promoting healthy lifestyle habits. I'll be pushing out again, information, links, reminders, with
Eating ice
respect
cream.
to that whole universe. Okay, don't forget to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Don't forget to drink your water. And it's also National Emergency Management Month. What this is, we just give a shout out to the EMA professionals, what they do, and then also revisit some of the important information with respect to the preparation and mitigation and responding to and recovering from all the disasters, including our own. So if you don't have a plan, maybe it's time to get one together. If you do have one, time to revisit it. And I think that's all I have. Any questions? Okay. Oh, awesome.
Do we have any appreciations? I'm sorry, Chief Justice.
Can I circle back presentation.
Sure.
It's not on the agenda, but this evening I got notice from the Trustees rep. They have sent formal notification to the State Employment Relations Board, and they are sending a copy to our law firm, Pete Riggs, and they were wanting to possibly meet the next 2 or 3 weeks to start negotiations. And we don't have another meeting for a couple of weeks, so I'm giving you that notice that they are ready to negotiate.
I know ours are in the process, but
I don't understand.
So usually the board would appoint,
Yeah, we vote at those.
Yeah, okay.
yeah, you all would, I'm sorry if this is a repeat, you already know, but the board members would choose one person for the police negotiations and the same person or another person for the fire union negotiations. So would you be ready tonight to choose someone for police
I think
negotiations?
so.
Okay. Do you understand, Rebecca, what we're,
Yeah.
okay.
So just to give our residents the idea, so we select a trustee who will do the, pretty much just being present at the table with the union representatives, and then our officers who represent the union, and the same for fire. The trustee doesn't normally speak unless they just have a question to clarify exactly what's being asked. We rely heavily on both of the chiefs because they sit next to us at the meetings. And then that trustee is tasked with coming back in an executive session and then sharing what the union is coming and asking for with the other 2 trustees. And then the 3 of us discuss, and we, yes or no, possibly, but, go back and see if they would be willing to do this instead of that. So the last negotiations for both I did. I would recommend keeping me doing both. I'm familiar with how to do them. And it seems more that it just kind of falls in line with admin type stuff, like chair of the board. I'm sorry, go ahead.
And I mean, interrupt with the conversation or your decision-making, that's completely the board's decision. Mr. Medley did confer opinion with Brian also, as far as him being able to sit in because he hasn't been involved in something like that before. I don't think the police union would have a problem with that, just the understanding these union negotiations are much like executive session. It stays in the room, it stays in the room until it goes to the board. So that's kind of where, okay.
I mean, I would like to do one, but I would understand if, it would just be a good experience for me, just for education purposes. But I would defer that decision to the board.
I'm interested in getting to one of them. So I'm going to be part of it going forward.
Rebecca, is there one you would like more than the other?
Please.
Okay. And Mr. Clark, is there one you'd like one more than the other?
Nope, I just want to be involved with one.
Let's think about it, and can we vote on it next session?
No, you need to.
Yeah, they
You
want
need
to
to
start.
answer before next
That's
meeting.
why they got with me this evening.
our next meeting.
September 2nd.
If we have one meeting or 2 next week.
No, September 2nd is our next one.
Yeah. June 5th, 2 weeks.
somebody puts a motion up to nominate someone to.
Coin flip.
Yeah, I,
I got the coin.
you pull it out of a hat too.
All right, so we vote separately on both, correct? So we have to do 2.
So if you would do one for police and one for fire.
Let's see. I guess I'd like to nominate myself to do police union contract.
Do we have any other nominations?
I'd like to nominate myself.
For what?
Police
Police?
union contract.
Police, you said? Good. I'd like to nominate myself for fire.
Well, fire's not
We're
up.
just
Oh,
on-
all right,
Just
well then I
police.
would nominate myself for police.
Any more nominations? Nominations are closed. Go to vote.
Well, nothing got seconded. I don't know what.
Nobody
going
had
on
to
here.
second, yeah. Somebody has to second the nominations, otherwise it's not a nomination.
So, I'm sorry, Mr., did you nominate yourself for police?
Yeah.
I did, because they said I couldn't do it for fire,
Why can't you do it for fire?
because we're talking about police right now.
Oh, would you wait in line to do fire instead?
I would.
So will you not nominate yourself for police?
I will
Okay.
not. Okay, I take
So
back my
now it's Rebecca
nomination.
and Jess.
For police, but now nominate
Makes it a lot
myself for
easier
fire.
now. It's-
And basically, Mr. Clark, I think this could be your decision because I think you need to second one of those two.
Now you're in the driver's seat. Coin.
You can coin flip if you want.
Well, only because she's not gonna run again, I'm gonna second Jess's.
Jess is running again. I'm the one not running again.
I know, I said, because you're not running again, I'm gonna second Jess's nomination.
Okay. So I think we now then do a roll call for that, right?
Right?
Okay, so a roll call for trustee Jesberger to serve on the police contract negotiations. Somebody make that motion and second it, because this was bizarre how this all went down.
Well, you can do it.
She nominated herself, I seconded her nomination.
Okay, trustee Clark?
Yes.
Trustee Jesberger? Yes. Trustee Grimm?
Yes.
Okay.
Small town politics. Just
It's
works,
good
though.
you
It
all
works.
want to do it, I'll
Works.
say that. I mean,
Good problem to have.
But you don't vote.
competitive things keep us more
I
fit.
need to decide.
Nominations for,
No, we can't yet because we don't have the.
Notice?
Doesn't matter.
I don't think it matters.
We gotta fire him.
It's just a matter of when it's gonna happen.
Do we have to wait?
No.
Let's just do it now.
No, you
Let's
don't
just
have
get it.
usually do it in order, according to the record.
Yeah.
Yeah, and nominate myself for fire.
I will also nominate myself for fire.
I second Jess.
Dirty dogs.
I counted that quicker.
Damn. Cut forward.
You can decide.
Police. Okay. Trustee Grimm?
Yes.
Trustee Jesberger?
Yes.
Trustee Clark?
No.
All right, so back to the appreciations. Do we have any appreciations? What now?
I appreciate it. Yeah, I'd just like to appreciate everybody that came out for National Night Out. We had the Tuesday the 5th. We had roughly about 250 people that came out. We ran out of food. Nick, you missed a good time. I was in my swim trunks in a dunk tank. You didn't get
So
to
you're trying to save those dogs for me.
But yes, face painting, we had Deborah taking photos, trustees came out.
Excellent.
Many families of our officers and firefighters came out, fire department and public works. We had a great turnout from different organizations that showed up. And a big shout out to Target. There was raffles for bicycles, helmets, backpacks. We had stuff for the kids. I think everybody had a great time, but next year we're moving the DJ outside of the fire building so that you can actually hear yourself talk. It was a little too loud, but again, appreciate everybody and all the help. We made that a great success again. And our next event is Heroes and Helpers for the kids here in December, and we've already started putting those actions in place. That's all I have.
I have an appreciation. I want to appreciate and give special recognition to Assistant Chief McCoy and also Sergeant Burr. They've did an outstanding job over the summer while Cassidy's been on maternity leave. As far as, learning how to field all the various potpourri of phone calls that we get and handling everything with utmost professionalism and respect and courtesy to all of our residents and other folks who come into the building. So it was a pleasure having the opportunity to work with them during this period of time, and look forward to it again.
I have one. I would like to thank the fire department for coming out and getting, after 6 days, my cat out of the tree.
Wow,
It really happened?
It really happened.
Wow.
There was
Cut the
ladder,
tree down.
there was lots of salmon, there was lots of things involved, and finally we had to give up. And they came out and crossed some things off a couple of their bucket lists. So,
Wow.
so they've been 20 years as being a fire person, and they have never got a call about a cat.
We should have sent you on that, videotaped it all, social media.
Do you have a tape of it?
I don't, I'm saying, I wish we
I
had
think
it,
my daughter might.
Oh my God, you need to send it to me.
but don't let the cats see it, they'll all get ideas.
Oh, that cat's nasty.
I think we'll just all thank longtime resident Bobby Olt. And think of her surgery tomorrow.
And I have an appreciation. I appreciate everyone who has reached out to me and Izzy and Evie. It's been a really rough last couple of weeks, lots of traveling. But I appreciate all of the support in the passing of my grandmother. Any other appreciations?
Business side. Business side.
Oh, okay.
Forgot about it. We got, I don't know what all the residents over here know, that the township has applied for a recycling tote grant, and we got awarded it, and we're gonna have the tote similar to the one over there, but it'll be blue, and we'll have the township logo on it for all the residents. We're kind of moving away from the open bins, so we'll have that way the wind's not blowing stuff around. That's one of the companies that are in competition with another company to get the award, making them for us. So it'll be similar to that one, then we'll have a few smaller ones also, the resident ones, smaller ones.
And when will we start passing those out?
Okay,
Are we gonna send like a communication, and then are we gonna have a turning in of the old bins thing?
What do we do with the old bins?
Recycle.
I was gonna say
So
recycle.
the local waste will handle picking up, distributing the new ones. I thought we would have them by now, but the lady who was working for Squeako moved on to somewhere else, so they kind of had a delay and everything.
Do you happen to know for residents who are renting their recycling, then
I don't
will
have that.
local waste like automatically take that one off and pick it up?
Yes, they should handle, they're supposed to handle everything. So I think we use some of the ARPA funds.
This was the remaining of our ARPA funds. A lot of the ARPA funds went to building a sidewalk on Elmore. And then this was the last of the ARPA funds. Oh, and tech. I think we also did some with tech. Yeah. Some computer equipment. So thanks feds back when they would support local governments.
other appreciations? Any other public comments?
Come eat ice cream on August 30th, please. We're having the ice cream social from 3 to 5 over at the park on this side. Thank you for your email that you're there to help out. Yeah, we'll have lots of different ice cream options, and now that we have water over there, probably gonna drag a splash pad over. We have a lot of little kids in the neighborhood right now, so hoping to keep them cool while they're eating ice cream and getting all sticky. So should be great.
Thank you.
No pressure, but I'm excited to put your name in the meeting minutes. I think you'll appear again.
I am thrilled.
Well, I mean, in all seriousness, it's just so strange to not have Bobby here.
Yeah,
And I know you're
it is
helping with the
weird.
UVCA. and
Yeah, yeah.
That's just the way life goes.
It is, yes. And I'm hoping she can get well enough to come on the
She would
30th,
love to.
maybe
We know
not.
that.
They can only move her, lock her in a wheelchair and lock her in a vehicle.
Just kind of.
She can't walk anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, could roll into a splash pad. I mean,
I
figure it out.
I mean, she could probably request that they translate. I just don't know if they would do that if they want to do it through
Yeah,
appointments.
yeah.
But we're all glad everybody's stepping in on the many ways she helped.
At this time, I'd like to make a motion to enter into executive session pursuant to ORC 121.22G1 to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of public employees.
Second?
Yeah.
Trustee Clark? Yes. Trustee Berger?
Yes.
Trustee Grimm?
Yes.
Here's one.
Oh, no. No, he's kidding.